Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome to Garden Sense Radio. We've got a couple of questions we want to get to, so why don't we dive right in? Hey Tim, in a couple of my flower beds, I have a weed vine that wraps around the shrubs. When I pull the weed vine up, it's shallow in the soil, with what looks like multiple bulbs. Any suggestions on how to kill this weed? Hey Scott, so the weed that you're actually referring to is called an American groundnut. And those bulbs, believe it or not, are actually edible beans. Now, here's the issue. It's not actually a weed. So any of the selected herbicides that we carry or anyone else carry isn't really gonna have much of an impact on that. Now, you could probably try a non-selective herbicide. Unfortunately, it's in your garden around a bunch of other plants that you want to keep. So using any type of a non-selective, chances are pretty high that you're gonna kill some of the plants that you're actually wanting to keep. So our recommendation would be to actually pull it up by hand. Now, as you mentioned, it's a vine and you gotta be really careful because you don't know exactly what it's been wrapped around. So if you see it wrapped around, obviously, the base of any of your plants, you're gonna want to carefully unwrap it before you continue to pull. Also be wary that it's entirely possible that it could be attached to some of the more shallow roots of your plant. So again, I know it's going to be a little bit of a pain and probably not what you want to hear, but pulling it out manually is the safest way to ensure that nothing else gets damaged in your garden. Great question. Hey Tim, I've been using Turf Trust fertilizers and Dimension for lawn improvement and weed control, but I have a growing invasion of Japanese stilt grass that's taking over the yard. Hey Brian, thanks for reaching out. So in terms of Japanese stilt grass, it's a tough little weed to take care of, but not impossible. There's a great product called Bio Advanced Extreme Crabgrass Killer that actually lists specifically Japanese stilt grass as one of the weeds that it will control or kill. So what makes this product even easier to use is it's all set up, it's got the hose attachment. Purchase the product, connect it right to your hose, and go to town. And that's really gonna help you kill your existing Japanese stilt grass problem. But what about the future? Instead of just killing what keeps growing up, you also wanna make sure that in early March of next year, you put down some Turf Trust crabgrass control with Dimension. So again, if you're not familiar with that product, the Dimension creates a chemical barrier right on the soil surface, and that will prevent any new weeds from germinating and breaking through the soil surface. So again, apply that Bio Advanced Extreme Crabgrass Killer now, and then in the spring, and again, I'm talking really early, like March 1st, get down some Turf Trust crabgrass control with Dimension to help anything coming up. And again, I would say that really within the next year, you can completely eradicate that from your lawn if you're really diligent. Thanks for the question. Hey Tim, what do you suggest for lawn grub treatment? So I've been getting this question a lot. And there are two products I want to mention here. The first, and what we feel is the most effective, is Bio Advanced 24-Hour Grub Control Killer. We've personally used the product. It's very, very effective, and frankly, we sell a lot of it. However, for those of you who are maybe looking for a more organic option for your lawn, St. Gabriel Organics also has a grub control product. We sell a fair amount of it, but in terms of just overall effectiveness, we definitely recommend the Bio Advanced product. Again, that's Bio Advanced 24-Hour Grub Killer, really effective. And to be perfectly honest with you, August is the time to be putting this stuff down. So again, go to rosensonline.com and pick up what you need right there. All right, folks, just a couple of more items that I want to address on this video before we close it out. The first item is when you guys send us questions or concerns about your lawns and gardens, okay? So anytime that you reach out to us, and believe me, we get dozens of emails every day from you guys, and we really appreciate you reaching out for our advice. But there are a couple of things that you can do that will really help us to make sure that we're giving you the very best diagnosis that we can to help turn around whatever issue you're having in your lawn or in your garden, okay? So the first thing we want you to do is let us know what you've tried so far. In addition, we'd really like to know when the last time you fertilized was. So whether it's your lawn, whether it's your shrubs, whether it's your flower garden, let us know the last time you've fertilized as well as the last time that you've watered, or more importantly, how frequently you water that particular area in question. The third thing that we really need to know about is the weather. Has it been cold and rainy? Has it been dry and hot? Has it been really hot and humid? All these factors play into potentially what the issue is going to be. And so the more information you provide us, the easier it is that we're going to be able to diagnose what the problem is and make sure that we connect you with the right products, or at the very least the right advice to how to solve your issue. The fourth thing, and this is probably the most important, specifically when we're talking with diseases as well as weed control, is send us a picture. If it's a weed that you are concerned about, take a couple of close-up pictures of that weed so we can more easily identify it. If it's a tree or a shrub that's starting to brown and the leaves are starting to curl up, get a picture of the whole tree and the whole shrub, but then again, get some close-up pictures so we can actually see what's going on with those leaves. Because again, those pictures are going to help us identify whether or not it's an insect, whether or not it's a disease, or even whether or not, hey, based on the other questions that you've already answered and the information you've provided, maybe it's simply an issue of sun scorch and it needs to be watered more frequently. So if you can remember these 4 items when you're contacting us for advice, we'd really appreciate it. It's not only going to help us identify what the issue is, but it's going to allow us to provide you with the very best solution that we possibly can to help you get back on the road to a healthy looking lawn and a healthy looking garden. The next thing that I want to address with you is over on rosensonline.com. We've had a couple of questions about this, and I want to make sure everyone's on the same page. When you're on rosensonline.com, we have a free shipping option that kicks in on any order over $100. Now, why do I bring this up? Because folks, with the current environment that we're in, unfortunately, shipping prices have gone through the roof. And I've had a number of concerned customers asking why the shipping's so high, and unfortunately, that's not something that we can control. However, if you're able to at least get to that minimum $100 threshold in terms of the products you order, that's going to take away any shipping and you're going to save money. And at the very least, if you're not saving money, you're actually just going to get significantly more products for what would ultimately be the same cost. So remember, reach that $100 target for every order and you don't have to worry about shipping. Now, the last thing that I want to talk to you a little bit about, and I understand this may ruffle a few feathers, but Facebook. We actually have 2 Facebook pages, and we would love it if you guys, our users of Facebook, would follow us and like our page. Now, there are plenty of you out there who don't enjoy Facebook. Personally, I don't enjoy Facebook. But in terms of running the business, in terms of being able to reach a broader audience of people who are already buying from us or people who already know to go to the website, unfortunately, it's the most effective tool. In addition, we post a lot of content up there, and if you don't like receiving emails from us each and every week, make sure you check out both of our Facebook pages where we post information on sales and specials that we might be running. We answer questions right there online as well. So again, I completely understand if you don't like Facebook and you don't use it personally. I don't really use it personally. Unfortunately, it's a necessary evil when it comes to growing the business and making sure we can reach the right people. And so that's why we use it. So again, follow us on Facebook if you're able to. Otherwise, we have a YouTube channel. Obviously, we have the 2 websites, and there's a couple of other future marketing channels that we're in the process of exploring right now. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Again, if you have any questions about what you've heard here or any issues you have in your lawn or garden, you can go to radiogardensense.com, scroll down and fill out the form to submit a question to us. You can also do the same thing over at rosensonline.com. And guys, thanks for watching this video from Garden Sense Radio.